day, so if it's a little too light and bright for ASMR relaxation, I do apologize. I also don't have any control, once again, of the background noise. My family, all the boys, actually went out fishing, and my mother lives here too, but she doesn't make any noise. She's just down in her bedroom watching some YouTube videos probably, or playing some games, and there's not much she can do. And of course, when I came home from church, I saw that someone's having a party somewhere because my whole block is filled with cars. But being as it's quite hot out today, I think the party is inside. But every once in a while I do hear a child crying. But anyway, enough of that. This video is not about that. Actually, I had started talking about this in the video that I had to take down and edit and put back up, and I edited out this portion. But today I wanted to just ramble and talk about how I try to save money, be frugal, and share some ideas with you, and any apps that I use related to this topic. I will share my codes in the description box below so that we both benefit from it. You will get some points, or tokens, or whatever they're called, as will I. And if you would use that code, if you don't already have these, I would appreciate it. It's almost like donating to the fundraiser, if you know what I mean. I'm not a big enough YouTuber to make any money on the platform, but I, again, must say I am very thankful for the recent gain in followers. I mean, sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, but it was just going down for a while, and now I have gained at least 10 from my lowest, and I really appreciate that. So that is encouraging me to keep going just as much as the purpose behind it. So the first thing I do, and this is just personal preference, and I know some people don't like this at all, but I do almost all of my shopping online. And the reason is, once I get in that store, I will see something that was not on my list, and I will buy it. Or even more so, if I have to bring one of the children with me, or both of the children, I have to pick and choose my battles, and I usually lose in the grocery store, especially at checkout. So it's just easier for me to order my groceries online, and I live in an area where I have access to 10 grocery stores within a 5-mile radius, maybe more, I'm not even sure. But I order usually just from Walmart, because I have found recently their prices are actually lower than my local grocery store in town, which is ShopRite, which I believe is only located in the Northeast. And they used to have the best prices around anywhere until we got a Walmart Supercenter. But the Walmart Supercenter is not far, but like far enough away where I don't want to go shopping there myself. So granted, if you do online shop, you do have to, or at least you should, tip. But it still saves me money. And then if there is something that is out of stock, that's when I will just run to the store real quick as an errand, and not a big shopping spree. Or I'll send my husband, but I really try not to send my husband because he doesn't even look at prices. realizes when he buys things, and somehow pepperoni always ends up in the cart. So that's my number one tip. At least that's like one of my number one ways of saving is to shop online. Plus, I just don't deal well with crowds, you know. And then, of course, I look to see if any of my common weekly items are on sale, if there's any meats that are on sale, and then try to base my meals around that. Even if they're not, I still try to have my meal plans set up before I do my order, so I'm not going, oh shoot, what do I need? Do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need this? Do I need that? And trust me, it has happened to me no matter how hard I've tried, where I'm just winging it when I'm placing an order because I'm too tired or too lazy to go through my cabinets to see what we already have, which actually, if we back up a minute, maybe that should have been my number one, is you should always check to see what you have first, especially if you're like me, where you have limited space to store your items. We have just what I call a normal refrigerator side by side, and then we do have a mini fridge because years ago we had an old refrigerator and it stopped working, it broke, and we lost so much food. And in that moment, I couldn't afford to just run out and buy, you know, $1,000, $2,000 new refrigerator. So we got a mini fridge from, actually probably from Walmart, but we got like the best one they had. It was still, I think, under $150, and we used that until somebody told me about a scratch and dent place not too far away, and we ended up getting one there. So we've had that for a few years now, and it actually came with an ice maker. So I loved that because I have a good friend who is a plumber, so he ran a line for me and got that all hooked up, and it didn't charge me a penny for it. And probably wouldn't have let me charge it and, you know, pay him a penny. So this was not planned. I don't even know if you noticed, but I do have a mint in my mouth. That was because my mouth was very dry, so I know some people like those kind of sounds, but I don't know until I intentionally just said something about it if it was even noticeable, because I just kind of had it tucked in the side of my cheek, like the way you would if you had a mint in your mouth and then all of a sudden somebody came over to talk to you. You would kind of just tuck it in, like behind your teeth or something, right? So the other way I save money, I don't really do any manual coupons because I can't use them, at least to my knowledge, at the superstore. I'm gonna cough 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay. But I do use several apps. You may be familiar with all of them. You may be familiar with only one of them, but I will share them all with you. The first one, and probably the most popular, is Ibotta, IBOTTA. That is where you submit your receipts, and well, first you would go through, you would pick which store you're shopping at, and you would choose the coupons digitally that they're offering if you plan to buy them. And some stores, like the ShopRite that I mentioned about, I cannot link my shopping card or my ShopRite account digitally. So if I do have a receipt with something that qualifies through take a picture of the receipt and submit it manually. But since I mostly shop at Walmart, it makes it very easy because I can link my Walmart account, and even if I miss something on their list of sales, they will send me an email that says something along the lines of, you have missing cashback. And as long as I open that email and do whatever I have to do to claim that cash within 24 hours, I will get a rebate for it. And once you reach, I think it's $20, you can withdraw the money. So I've done that a few times already, and if I'm not mistaken, it just went right into my bank account. It was not like, oh, we send you a gift card, or you can choose where you want it to go. Do you want it to go on your Walmart account, your Amazon account? It was actually a cash back rebate. The only thing with Ibotta is with Walmart sometimes has cashback offerings as well. You just check the box if you're buying that item, and it will say 50 cents back on your next order, and that goes in your Walmart account. Ibotta obviously will know that you got that cash back and will not also give you that cash back. It's kind of like a store that doesn't double your coupons or accept a manufacturer and store coupon at the same time. But that's basically all they are. And there are several stores on there. And you can even, I didn't realize this at first, but you can even go to a store, buy your stuff, then go on the app and see if there's anything on there that you bought, and then submit your receipt. I think, I don't remember what the time frame is for that, whether it's 24 hours, 72 hours, I don't know. Please excuse me, I'm going to cough again. Okay, sorry about that again. You know, I think it's the mints. They're a little strong, so I'm not going to put any more in my mouth. I just finished the one I had, and not going to put any more in. They're actually not that strong. They're the icebreakers. I'm looking at it right next to me, the icebreakers spearmint, and I think it's just more of those little I don't know what you would call them, like those little crystals or something that are inside them. I think as the mint breaks apart, they kind of make my throat feel a certain way, and it brings on a cough. So there is another app that I am going to start using. So I don't know how it works, but I'm going to still link it below in case you want to look into it. Called Retail Me Not. So that, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know how that one works yet, but I'm going to look into that one. And then there is also Shopkick. I have not earned enough kicks yet to redeem for anything, so it's another something where I don't know too many details about how you get your rewards, but I do know the way you earn your kicks are by just walking into a store and taking out your phone. Sometimes you can scan an item to earn kicks, and then of course there's also, you know, if you buy a certain item and that item might be worth 500 kicks, you just, I believe, submit the receipt, and then once you get to a certain point, I think it's gift cards or codes cashback, like right into your checking account, is Ibotta. But again, I probably should have looked a little more into a couple of these things, but I use them. I know they work. Another one that I really love is Coin Out. Coin Out, O-U-T. And that is where you just take a picture of any receipt you have and you automatically earn points as long as you submit it within a certain amount of time, which I think they're only, I want to say a week. It could be 2 weeks, it could be 72 hours, but I just do it like same day. Every receipt. Dollar Tree. Well, the only thing that you cannot use is medical, like doctor's receipts, but you can do gas, you can do your grocery receipts, auto parts stores, I don't know, any store that's out there. You have a receipt, you submit it. And I don't think they have a limit for how many you can submit per week. And they also have some stores where you can link your accounts right to the app digitally, like Walmart, Instacart, which I don't use yet. I know they have Kroger, but there's no Krogers around here. And I can't remember which other ones, but there's Amazon. And yeah, unfortunately, I just can't remember. But a friend actually recommended that app to me, and that one has taken me a little bit longer to earn points, only because they don't have, like, I guess you would call them coupons or specials where you get extra points for buying something specific. Although they might have, if you purchase from a certain store, you might get more coins per dollar. But I could be confusing that with the next one. But they also have missions where, and this sometimes gets tricky, but they will have missions where it will post usually the next day something from your receipt. It will ask you to scan it to make sure you actually bought the item, because you can literally submit anyone's receipt. It doesn't check for your name, your credit card number, anything like that. So it's just kind of like a mission that you will earn extra coins for just by scanning that product. I have missed out several times because, again, they post it usually the next day, and if it's a food item, I might have already eaten the food and thrown it away. One time they did it, and it was worth, I want to say, 100 coins. It was for some flowers from Home Depot, but I literally put them in the ground the day I bought them and then threw the containers away, so I had nothing to scan. But other than that, sometimes their missions are surveys. I've gotten a lot of missions for surveys, and they're usually about 100 coins each. So, and they're not like surveys in the past where it takes you a half hour to fill these out. It's like 3 minutes. It tells you, it gives you an estimated time, 3 to 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And when you think about how much time you actually just scroll on your phone, I'm sure you have a few minutes here and there to fill out these surveys. And then finally, my favorite one is Fetch. That's my absolute favorite one. a certain quantity or spend a certain dollar amount. But for example, one time, and it still even might be going now, I don't know how often they change it, but it was like 1,200 coins for 12 cans of Celsius, which I love the pina colada flavored Celsius and the tropical vibe Celsius, and sometimes a girl needs a boost in the middle of her workday, so they might not be the healthiest thing for you, but somehow I just submitted enough receipts because they don't have to be on the same receipt, and if it does, it will tell you. And I got 1,200 coins there, and sometimes there's, if you spend $15, I remember seeing on candy, I think it had to be either Mars or Hershey's or something, it was a certain brand, but I have to try to stay away from the junk food in this house because of the medical conditions that we're dealing with here. So for me, not that I don't allow treats once in a while, but for me to spend that much within the amount of time, it's up. I probably, wouldn't qualify, but there have been others that I have qualified. Also, that particular app links to, I want to say, Walmart. And a couple of emails and another store, I think. I just can't remember which one, but when you go into the app, you'll see you can digitally connect your apps that you already shop from, certain ones, to the Fetch app, and one of them is Gmail, which I love because, let's say, I ordered from Macy's. When my order comes from Macy's, I'm not going to get a receipt, but my receipt gets sent to my Gmail account, and then Fetch knows that I ordered from Macy's, and so I get coins, and the minimum is always 25 coins, as long as the receipt is valid, meaning you didn't double scan it, and it's within the time frame they allow. And just a little tip, when you're new, even if the receipt is old, like within, I don't know, say a month, they still let you scan it, but they do have a limit of 35 receipts per week. Now, I know that probably sounds high because who can afford to shop 35 times in a week? Not me, but I believe that limit is put there so you're not just like, hey, let me have your receipt so I can scan it in real quick, or picking up receipts off the ground and scanning them in, which I have done. I haven't done that. But yeah, so that's why they have that limit. And one more thing about Fetch is that they also have games that you can play and earn coins just by playing the games. They cannot be games that you already have installed on your phone. So let's just say you already play Monopoly on your phone. Some kind of Monopoly game I know is on there. You can't earn coins by playing that. It has to be a new game that you download from the different games that they allow you to earn points from. But again, I haven't tried it, so I just don't have a lot of time to play games at the moment. Not that I never, I guess, I do have a game I like to play on my phone, but so if I do have a minute or two, I'm going to play that game. But it would be interesting to see how much I can earn from playing the game, so I don't have those details. But the point is, you can earn coins by playing a game, come on. So I had the app downloaded for less than a month, and I earned a $25 Amazon gift card, which went as a credit to my Amazon process, but then it was just there to use. And I'm always shopping on Amazon because, again, I don't really like to go out that much. I don't like large crowds, and there's a reason for it, but we don't need to discuss that in this video. So those apps, I believe Rakuten is the old, what was it called? It was another one of those, it was so popular back in the day, and now I'm drawing a blank, and I used to earn money all the time from it because I used to be the purchaser for a business, and it was a small business, but I had to buy things for the business, and the man who owned it didn't care that I just, whatever I had to buy for the business, I just linked right to my account, and I would get rewarded. Like, that one is where you get so much cash back per store based on different stores. I haven't used it in a while, so I don't know if they've changed anything. I used to, back when I did it, I got mailed a check, a hard check, so I don't know if they're still offering, like where you can link your bank account to it and just get a direct deposit, or if they offer only gift cards now, gift codes, credits. But the reason I bring that one up is because that is another one that I'm gonna link for you so that you can check it out, because I believe I'm gonna go back and start using that one as well. So there should be, if I counted right, 5 for you to check out. Rakuten, Retail Me Not, Fetch, Coin Out, and Ibotta. I think that was 5 that we went through. And then that basically just covers the shopping, the groceries, how I keep those costs down. Of course, there's other ways that I will just briefly mention in your own home. If you're not using an appliance other than your refrigerator, unplug it, because just having it plugged in uses electricity. And I don't know about the entire country, but I know in this area some law was approved to increase the electric rates by 22%. So if you use window AC units, something that would use a lot of energy, unplug that during the day when if you're not home during the day. I'm not saying if you have central air, turn that off, because central air, especially in older homes, could take hours for your house to cool down. In my house, it doesn't even reach the top floor, which is why we do have a couple of window units. But central air for downstairs. Luckily, my mother is the only one with a bedroom on the first floor. It's a split level house, so there's 3 floors, and it's always freezing down there, and it's always hot upstairs, so I don't have to keep the AC set very cool for her, because she's always cold. And then same thing, I learned directly from the gas company, if you have natural gas, your bill, and this was a decade ago I learned this, so it could be different now, but for every degree you have your thermostat set above 67, you have a 3% increase in your natural gas costs. So that might not be accurate anymore, but the point is, like, especially at a time when you're not home and you just need the house warm enough to, like, not freeze the pipes, set that baby down, lower it. I also do a lot of, like, I used to, I still buy water bottles for the guys. It's just quick for them to grab water bottles to just run out the door. But I have a lot of, like, I use reusable cups. If you have the option to never buy water bottles, they're not good for the environment anyway, but I just know that if I don't have the water bottles for my husband to grab in the morning when he walks out the door, he's gonna go spend twice as much at the convenience store for some drinks. So that's another thing. Pack your own lunch. If you are the type to use an app like Uber or DoorDash, if you're going to use that regularly, sign up for the plans where you pay so much per month or per year and you don't have those fees every time. But really, I say just pack your lunch, because again, you still have to tip. Sometimes the stores themselves still have fees, so I don't even really like using them. Plus, half the time my order is wrong. And that is just the basics. Keep you cool in your house at night in the wintertime, and use blankets to keep yourself warm. And then as far as keeping your house cool when you can, just keep your thermostat set at just where it has to be to keep the house comfortable. You don't keep it cold enough in your house in the summer so that you can walk around in a hoodie. Wear a tank top and shorts. My mother and grandmother used to always say we never had air conditioning when I was a child for so many years, and then when we did, we had only window units, and they used to always say, walk outside and walk back inside, and then you'll feel that it's cool in here. When we were allowed to use them, which was either in extreme heat waves or only at night. I don't know if every family was like that, but we had a large family living in not a tiny home. Like, it was like a decent sized home, but we had a lot of people living there and not a lot of money to go around when I was a child. So if you guys have any tips for me, let me know. As far as money saving tips, I have more ideas, but I don't need this video to go on forever. So I'd be happy to take any tips on saving money, any tips on improving my channel, any tips on gaining subscribers. Don't tell me things like look nicer, don't look tired, because I can't control those things. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you get something out of it. And again, I will have all the links in the description below, as well as my TikTok link and my fundraiser link. And again, I just want to remind everybody, as far as the fundraiser for my son goes, if you cannot donate, don't donate. If you do not support the cause, don't donate. But if you do support the cause, I would really appreciate if you could share it on your own social media platforms. Is that a bug? Sorry. Even if you can't donate, I understand times are tough. I get it. So, and I just ask that you be kind and don't leave any negative comments regarding my son or his fundraiser, but I do welcome comments if you are living with the same situation and have some advice for me in that regard. I'm not saying you can't comment on my son or my fundraiser. I would even welcome fundraising tips. That's another thing I would welcome. But I do appreciate